Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's public. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. You need to go make it public. Let's try it again. Let's go make it public. Hope everyone's doing well. Well. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Edit the privacy. It's public now. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And we got to make it live also on Instagram as well. Hope everyone's doing well. But if you're from the 767 YT Kubulu, aka the Commonwealth of Dominica, St. Luke's Parish, Point Michelle, La Pointe, you call me Luca Boy. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get in here and start playing a little music while people are starting to come in. It's almost time for people to come in. Let's see. Praying that all is well. I'm making sure that everything, I don't think it was working on Twitter tonight, but that's all right. That's all right. How are you beautiful people doing? I started a little early. I actually scheduled live for 6, which is my fault. C'est la vie, as they say in French. C'est la vie, mon ami. C'est la vie. That's life, my friend. So it's one of those things about people doing. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing wonderful tonight. Let's show this. Actually, no, we're going to hide it because we need to edit it. Are you good? No, that was last week. We are good. Okay, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I hope everyone's keeping their mental health in order. So while we're doing, we'll go and play our theme song to get started. We have 2 theme songs, actually. I'm still fighting between both of them. I love my sister singing, you don't have to be a star to be on my show. You don't have to have 1 million to be on my show. So we're going to do it, and let's try it. Let's try it to make sure it's going fine. Let me see. Make it start. So hope your week is going fine, and you're having a great week, and you're having a great Tuesday. You have a great weekend. I'll be able to share some stuff with you guys pretty soon. But as of right now, I'm chilling like a villain. We're gonna play our theme song as we get started. Let me cue it up. Let me cue it up. Let me cue it up. Let me tell this person, hold on a podcast. All right. I will send you the link. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's get our cue. Someone just sent me a text and I had to respond to it. I want to make sure I cue it in so everybody knows. Let's see. Go right here and start our theme song. We're here. How is your week going so far? Is everyone doing well? Is everybody doing okay? Is everyone doing like they say copacetic? Are you copacetic? Let's try to find our theme song so we can play it. It's just that I had it queued up, but I had a little mishap there. And because of my little mishap, I had to switch it up. But I think we can get it to play. But I hope your week is going fine so far. Good. I have some good news to share, personal good news. Some of you may have seen it on Facebook, but I will talk about it very soon. So let's cue up our song. Turn it up.
Battery high.
All right.
Connected to virus alert scammer.
Battery is high, so let's get our song tuned in. Our theme song. Here we go. You ready, folks? Let's start our show. Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Breeze, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea. That island spirit molded the Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. Yeah, good evening, peace, goodwill. Alvin Bassa, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. In the heart of this town, I found my way. And all the others who are tuning in. Licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snow streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro. Ready James Jones Jr., you like it, huh? Yes, good evening, all the way in Petersburg, Virginia. Actually, Prince George. Woo! Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place in this journey on top of face grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. Woo! So shaped who I am, from Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride, together with my journey, side by side. I hope you guys doing well. James Jones Jr. said he actually likes it. Tonight I'm having a little difficulties. Let me tell you why, because I actually scheduled a live for 6 p.m. accidentally. So it's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. But I really want to send an invite to someone that I met this past weekend. Hopefully they'll tune in. Let me see. Let me try to see if I can get them the link and say, hey, tune in. And see if they do. If they do, that would be great. I hope everyone's doing well so far. How's your week going? My week's going this past weekend. My daughter got baptized, so that's very important to me. Let's see, Bardui, financial services. Hold on. I want to pull it up so I can send it to someone. So how are you guys doing, man? James said he likes that song. He actually likes the new theme song. Let me pull it up right here. Let me actually pull it up right here. I'm going to send it to. I'm going to say tune in for a few minutes. The person just. I'm going to say tune in for 5 minutes. I'm going to say tune in for 5 minutes, and I will give you a shout out. I will give you a shout out. All right. Hopefully that individual will do it. But how are you beautiful people doing, man? I just sent this link out to someone I met this past weekend. Hopefully they will tune in and we will go from there. How are you beautiful people doing? You know, I'm doing well. This past weekend, my daughter got baptized. It's really, really important to me. Those of you who watch the show who are Christians, as you know, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and my daughter got baptized this past weekend, and really exciting to see that. And her older brother got baptized when he was a teenager up in Boston back in the day. Um, so that's two down, one to go, right? So you want to keep Dominique in your prayers because the devil is busy, man. So for those of you who have children who've been baptized, bravo. Those of you who have children who haven't been baptized, we're going to pray for them. And most importantly, you got to have a spiritual component to your life. You cannot just, everything just can't be secular. And, I was watching, I was making a post on TikTok today, and I saw a young lady that I know personally. I know her parents, I know her. And it was so funny nowadays. I guess when we were young, for those of you who are Gen Xers or baby boomers like me, when we were young, we did a lot of stuff, but there was no social media. Excuse me, there was no social media to show it, right? And even if there was social, I was young, you'd have to catch me in the down low. It won't be me like making it plain so everyone to see. So it kind of burns my heart when I see young people that I know personally with some of the content that they post. I just think it's, especially when I know how they were brought up. They were brought up kind of the same way I was brought up. But again, people make their choices in life and they do what they do. So for those of you tuning in Tuesdays with Terrence, my name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767 Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body, you call me little boy. But if you're from St. Luke's Parish, aka La Pointe, you call me little boy. And calling me little boy doesn't bother me. Call me little boy doesn't bother me. Terrence, so Mr. Bardui, whatever you feel comfortable calling me, it's certainly fine with me. None of that bothers me. So I want to say welcome to all of you who are watching tonight. I hope you're having a great week so far. This past weekend, my church had a Unity Day, which was basically they had all the churches in the Virginia area. What they did was they all came down to Petersburg, Virginia, the Shiloh Seventh Adventist Church. And, there was over 600 people, I was told. And, it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful program. It's on Facebook. I need to share it on my page as well. Shiloh Petersburg as the church. It was a great, great program. I hear they had sports in the evening, basketball. I think they went out in the community and gave out gas cards and also gave out like laundromat, give out money for people to do the laundry. So it was a great community event. And basically that's something, fix this so you guys can see me a little better. It's something that I enjoy, and I think that all churches or all houses of worship should have some kind of community involvement. And my church is pretty instrumental in that. I know on a monthly basis, recently we've been giving out diapers to needy parents. We give out food. We go into the community and we do different things. And that's important for people to do, that people do that. But just before we start the show, man, I got to play my theme song again because James Jones Jr., he's probably gone now, but he said he likes it. Um, so I got to play The Roots of My Rise. Basically, someone asked me, how did I write the song? I said, well, basically, I was born in Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica. I moved to Boston, um, and now I reside in the South. From a teenager to a grown man, from 13 to like 40. I was either 40 or 42. I don't remember when I left Boston. And, so I use that as a moniker to say what I say and to say what I do, because I say Dominica made me, Boston raised me, and the South sustains me. You will never hear me say originally from Boston. I'm not going to put on my social. I'm from Boston. Boston is where I spend most of my life. And I claim Boston, especially the sports teams. My Celtics should have been playing tonight against Indiana. We got killed by the Knicks, the New York Knicks. My pastor is a New York Knicks fan. He's from Brooklyn, New York. So he's happy as you know what, said he was born in New York as well. But, I think she's a down low Lakers fan, but I'm trying to convert her to Boston Celtics. Tonight we're going to talk about wealth creation. We're going to talk about how you can change your trajectory in what you're doing. A lot of us, sometimes the advice that I give, it's not for everyone, because I'm not the licensed financial professional for everybody. Some people like what I do. Some people don't like what I do. Some people like my tone. People don't like my tone. Authentically, only be Terrence Bardui, Havis Terrence Bardui. I cannot be anybody else. I cannot articulate like some. James Jones Jr., who watch, I always tell him I love how he speaks. He speaks very clear and concise, and he gets on my last nerve sometimes, but I love him dearly. But I've complimented him and tell him, hey man, I love how you talk. He's educated, and he's very eloquent and articulate. I have a big mouth. I don't know if I'm articulate. I just have a lot of information and a lot I can share. Before we start the show again, welcome. I want to say welcome to Elizabeth Bardui, my beautiful cousin in Brooklyn, New York. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great week so far. I'm doing well. I am excited about tonight's show, only because I think it's paramount that you continue to educate the masses on financial literacy. They can be more productive members of society in terms of creating wealth and doing what the wealthy does. And wealth creation is something anyone can do. Too many times we put our eggs in one basket and then we don't do research. And that's one of the things that kills a lot of people. They don't do research and they don't understand where they are or what they should be doing. I don't care how small of a amount that you're doing. It's paramount that we all do it. Go through hardship. I mean, I've been going through a slump recently, and I got a great call yesterday from one of my prospective clients who I've been working with for a couple of years, that I'm going to create some wealth creation for them. I'm really excited about that. But it's all about the numbers. It's all about doing the same thing that you do. Hold on. Let me put that in voicemail. Let me put this in voicemail. A call was coming through. But it's really important that we prepare. So again, I want to say welcome to all of you who've tuned in to Tuesdays with Terrence. Again, my name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. Some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body, whitey kubuli, the village of Point Michel, St. Luke's Parish, aka La Pointe. That's where I'm from. Dominica made me, Boston raised me. I'm going to play my theme song again, but it's my new theme song that I inspired. That I told them what I wanted in the song, and basically they did it. Actually, I don't want to pull up my guitar. Eventually, I'll pull up the guitar and strum along with it, so people can see that I can't sing, but I always sing along. So just before we start, let's play our theme song. It's "The Roots of My Rise" from Dominica to Boston to the South. Here we go. Turn it up nice and loud for everybody to hear. And if you like it, if it's the first time you're hearing it, let me know. Some of you have already let me know that you like it. That's fine. But if you hear it for the first time and you like the song, let me know you do it. But it was inspired by me with my words, but not sung by me. Here we go. Dominique, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. Financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson in my name, Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful, licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my side. That's my journey, man, from Dominica to Boston to the South. And that's why, as a licensed financial pro, I wrote that so that I can, you know, talk about what I do every week. I come on Tuesdays with Terrence and I try to educate people on financial literacy. Too many times people think financial literacy is just paying bills. No, you have to learn to budget. You have to learn. You have to learn. That's God forbid. I've always talked about the same things for the last 5 years on this show: income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. Income protection is making sure that, God forbid, something happens to you, something catastrophic. So, for example, Joe Biden, who don't need any money, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I think it's really enhanced too, right? So let's say Joe Biden was Joe or Havis Terrence Bardui. It would be great, excuse me, if I had an emergency pool of money that I can access in case I can't work, in case um, I need to do exploratory tests. So the important thing is that making sure you have that in place. I'm not worried about the president financially. He'll be okay. He has the best care. You know, he's a former president. So what I hear is that when it's that advanced, he may not live long. But my prayer to Joe Biden and Jill Biden and the family that everything goes great for them. And in politics, it's so dirty that I've seen some crazy comments, man. Let me tell you, I may not like you. I may even despise you. But if you're down physically, I would like for you to get better. You know, I don't want to see anyone suffer, nor do I want to see anyone be ill. But some people, either your religion or your race or your whatever, they just get really crazy. Or even in sports, I was watching some article recently about the WNBA with uh, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and how people are getting so, you know, saying racist stuff to Angel Reese about sports, man. But people are weird. But what I know is this: people need to plan. So that's secondly is debt elimination. Last night we had a debt elimination webinar hosted by our president, Mr. Anthony Stewart, and facilitated by our chief marketing officer, Mr. Tony Brown. And we believe that debt is a financial cancer that affects every American family. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, blue, green, or whatever your ethnicity is. Debt is something that's um, a cancer for a lot of people. For example, a lot of mortgages loans, they may have student loans, credit card loans, personal loans, all of these things, and if you're just paying bills and you're not paying yourself back, um, it retards your growth financially. And I believe, and we believe that if you just bought a house, you have a 30-year mortgage, right? We can get you out of debt in under 10 years while paying yourself and not any additional money that you're spending right now. you know. And for those of you who were on last night and watched it, um, you'll be getting an email from me with a financial questionnaire so that we can try to help you. And please, when I usually talk to people, like people always try to say, "Oh yeah, I've heard about this before and I know about it." And the answer is no, you don't. Because if you don't know who your family bank is, you don't know. If you don't know what an infinite banking concept is, you don't know. Don't say you know. Don't always try to act like you know everything. No, I know what I don't know. I don't know how to fix cars. I don't know how to build houses and build decks, and I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But what I do know is there's a way that you can eliminate debt and create wealth, like wealth creators do, and the wealthy families who are using some of these concepts where you can access it on a tax favored basis. And finally, is the legacy creation part. Having a legacy loved one. I was just talking to someone who lost their dad recently, and I just saw a reel the other day where someone lost a loved one and they did not plan. So what I try to teach people is we're not talking about burial insurance. We're not talking about that. Anybody can do that. We want to make sure that, God forbid, something happens to you, your family, whether you have a child, whether you're a single parent, you're married or not, even when you get older, you have on your job, you don't get to carry with you. And if you do at retirement, it's a very small amount. It's probably most places like 25 grand. Some places may give you 50. And by then it may cost you an arm and a leg. So while you're young and you're working, or while now, try to make sure that you are putting something away for a rainy day. Um, on the plane coming back from Atlanta yesterday, I met a young lady who's in financial service. We had a candid conversation. We talk about kids. We talk about you know um, where we're from, sports, and even while I was getting off the plane, one of my kids, I had an accident, and he's going to be okay. So therefore, we are monitoring that situation. But all I can say is simply this: if to you and you did not make it home today, is there anybody that would have been affected financially? Now, some people always say, yeah, well, your kids, because if you have young children and if they don't live with you, you're probably paying child support. Well, they're going to lose that. Also, even if you're married or even if you're not paying child support, but you're taking care of your children and you're responsible for them until they get to about age 22 out of school. If you have a spouse, and something happens to you, and you guys are sharing expenses, there's going to be, yes, people say, well, getting money doesn't bring them back. True. We want you to mourn and we want you to miss them. But I'll tell you what, wouldn't it be nice and I pray everybody, right, to a family member, you can mourn in peace. You can take as long as you need to. Some people, I met a man on Saturday who lost his wife a week and a half ago, and I couldn't tell. The guy was so jovial. The funeral is next week, I think, on Friday or Thursday of this week. This week, I think it's either Thursday or Friday, whatever day it is. And the man was so that, but there are some people, it takes them weeks, months, a year, some people years. But wouldn't it be nice if that, where you're living now, you can continue to live there, you can continue to meet your expenses because you've planned. And some people don't do that. And there's some people who want to do it, but they're in a predicament, and it actually affects how they want to plan. I've said it many times. We just dropped a video on financial literacy, and I tell people that I have clients who are millionaires and I have clients who are paupers, and it doesn't matter. When I say a pauper, I'm not dissing you. I'm just telling you based on your resources, you don't have much. All right. And all I can tell you is that those who've planned, they have assets or they have money, put stuff aside for years. God forbid something happens, their family is going to be okay. Some of my clients who are paupers, God forbid something happens to them, they've put something aside so that it'll take care of your final expenses, whether it's a cremation or a burial or a funeral, whatever they want to. But there are some people who just continue to think that they know everything and they don't want to make changes. Folks, there's some people who want me to help them, but they go wait or they have to do what they have to do. And there's some people who think, like, if some of you have been following me for years, I don't really chase people. I don't. And the reason is that it's not that I don't want your business at all. The point is I try to add value to your life by giving you information. I pontificate, I educate, and I create content to show you what you should be doing and making sure you have it in place. I know there's some people who've used me for a fact, and they think like they're slick or they're sneaky. I'm like, I'm still going to share information. As a matter of fact, the information that I share costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to plan. Some people like to dabble in the stock market. Okay, fine. That's what you want to do. But you have capital gains. I want people to think about whatever amount that you have for investing, whatever your form of investment is, whether it's real estate, whether it's market, whether it's, I don't know, Bitcoin or whatever it is that you're doing. There's a certain percentage of your money that should be guaranteed. And that's the amount of money I want. And I'm not going to fight with someone or tell someone, well, you got to pay $20 or $50 or $100. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you about term or whole life or index universal life or variable universal life or group life. Because if you transition, whatever one that's in place and active, providing it's not something that was graded or accidental. All right. I want to say good evening to Miss Esther Duran Kazemi. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And anybody else who's watching, if you say hello in the chat, I'll be able to acknowledge you. But if you don't, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Tonight, we're talking about creating wealth using non-traditional concepts. I'm not opposed to people investing in real estate and buying Bitcoin and mutual funds. For almost everybody who's working, who has a job, has a 401k or a 403b. They do. But the key here is you don't own whatever that. I was looking at one of my colleagues, not my colleague, sorry about that. I just shook the screen. One of my friends' 401k today. You know, I remember it was about $237,000 before the inauguration. As of last night, you know, I take a look at it. As of the close of business last night, this individual's 401k has grown back to at least 230k. Praise the Lord. You know, earlier last month they had a negative annual return. Now they're at 4.80. Earlier in the year, their 1 year was about 36%. Now it is down to 16.26, but that's still good. And all of that stuff is fine. But if you have 230,000 or 300 or 400,000, 403b, your TSP, which is Thrift Savings Plan, if you are a federal employee, or 457 if you're a municipal employee of a county or city, you don't own all that money. You don't. All that money is not yours. It does not belong to you. Especially if you're in the 25 to 38% bracket, Uncle Sam's going to take their, because what you were doing, and I've said this 100 times before, if you're making 100 grand a year, contributing 25 grand into your 401k based on your age and your contributions, right? And your AGI, what they call your adjusted gross income, is now 75,000 or 80,000 if it's 20 or 25, right? So you haven't paid taxes on that. But think about it. If I ask you this question, it's a very simple question. Let's go into business together. You put up all the money, you take all the risk, you handle all the overhead, you do all the investing and put all the capital. Years, tell you how much you owe me. You're not going to go into business with me because it's a one-sided deal. Well, basically, that's what most people are doing with a 401k or 403b or 457 or TSP, because basically you put in the money up, your company is matching, and the government, you're not getting a tax break. People think, oh, I'm getting a tax break. No, you're deferring taxes, and you don't control taxes. Who does? The House and the Senate write bills. It has to pass through voting. Then the president signed it into law. And that's how it, for example, the new bill, that the new tax breaks that they get, all the billionaires, they're going to cut Medicare and all that stuff. And basically, is it benefiting you, John Doe, or your grandmother, or your mother who's on Social Security? My point I'm trying to make here is this. I try to teach people to have another something to supplement what you have. I was looking at an illustration I was doing for someone. And if they fund it like they want to fund it, and they continue funding it, this individual, when they get to a certain age, they can get $191,000 tax-free for the rest of their life. Tax-free. We call it tax favored, but it's tax-free. That means you don't have to pay on that money. Now, where you structure it after that, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. And we show you these concepts to help you create sustainable wealth for your family or for yourself. Most people say, man, I don't want to do that because I'm trying to help someone else if something happens to me. Well, there's a gospel song that's called If That Is in Love. On you. If you believe in God, right? And I think most of my friends who watch Tuesdays with Terrence do. There are some of my Facebook friends who are atheists or agnostics, whatever. But the song basically says he left the splendors of heaven, knowing his destiny, on a lonely hill called Golgotha to lay down his life for me, if that is in love. The ocean is wide. The sky. No, the sparrow can't fly if that's in love. The point I'm trying to make here is when you love someone, you will do anything for them. You will give your life for them. You'll make sure that you protect them. You'd make sure that in case some of you are, I don't care if you're a woman or a man, if you're the primary breadwinner or the only breadwinner of your family, all of us take it for granted that nothing's going to happen to us. I have a cousin last year who died in a motorcycle accident. He was like 37 years old. He had a child, a young child. He wasn't, I saw him 2 years ago in New Jersey. He was not thinking of that. And my job is not to teach you about morbidity and be, death. I want to think about living. I want to think while you live your more than 70 life, because if you're already in your 50s or 60s, they say, your life expectancy for a woman is 87 and for a man is 85. But life happens. Look at this. A couple of years ago, we had COVID. So many people died from that. Some of them had some challenges, health challenges. But regardless, my dad died during COVID as well. So, and tell you folks, there is a way that you can supplement what you're currently doing. And if I talked about income protection and debt elimination. If you eliminate your debt, you have more disposable income to, if you want to call it, invest or protect what you do. And again, what I do, I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need because I teach value. If you value on social media every day, or they're graduating, this week and this month, I've seen so many graduation pictures of people so proud of their daughter and their sons. They graduate from kindergarten, middle school, high school, college. Some of them with advanced degrees. My daughter last December graduated with an advanced degree. And basically what I'm saying here is that, but what I'm talking about, she's done it. She's young. But a lot of us, we think, I got time. Well, this dude is just talking foolishness. Man, I put content out and I do a lot of, I don't like doing videos. You all think I love the camera. I don't really like doing videos, but I have to start doing more videos because some of you, your brain cells can't last an hour because you all live on TikTok and Instagram because those reels are like under 2 minutes creating reels of concepts. I'm not here to tell you what you have to get, what you have to do. I'm just telling you what you should be considering to protect yourself. And if you see value in what I say, make a conscious decision to schedule an appointment with me to go over your numbers and see where you are and where you can get to, especially if you have young children. If you don't structure stuff properly, and will be getting all his taxes. Taxes, folks. I think people who watch Tuesdays with Terrence are very intelligent. I think people who watch Tuesdays with Terrence, some people watch it to see what I'm doing. Some people watch it to hear me run my big mouth. Some people watch it to support me. Some people are my clients. I can see there's 2 clients logging right now. There may be more I don't see. There may be some I'm talking. Some people are very private. But if I go in and I go say, okay, well, let's see what the markets did today, right? The Dow Jones was down 114.83. The NASDAQ was down 72.75, and the S&P was down 23.14. So what I just told you about my friend's 401k is going to go down, right? Secondly, for tomorrow so far, the futures, the S&P futures are a little change after benchmark snaps 6-day win streak. After a 6-day win streak, and that's part of the deal. But what about guarantees? Do you like guarantees? Do you all like guarantees? Some of you want a warranty when you buy on your car, on engines and parts. You buy a fridge or a wash machine or extended warranty. That's a guarantee. You want to make sure if it's broken down, you have, they'll replace it for free or come and fix it for you. Why don't you do that with the way that you protect what you have? Man, if you all notice, I don't, I've said it before, I'm saying it again. I'm not going to be out there begging. There are some people who haven't taken my advice, and then life happens, and then they call me. And I'm like, life already happened, man, or gal. I say what I say and I do what I do is because I'm not a prophet, but only your current self can take care of your future self. And I can see the future. I say see the future, that is, I just want to see everyone doing well. Right now, we're in tough times economically. Some of us may be struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us may not have anything. So that's why you have to make sure that you're, saving for a rainy day. Saving for a rainy day. Now, wealth creation, using the concepts that I teach, I'm one client of mine, right, who has an index universal life policy with me. They drop in $1,000 in there every month. This person is about 63, 64. They have a get out of debt where they're dropping $16,000 a year into that. When they were over 59 and a half, they did an in-service withdrawal. What that means is an in-service rollover. They roll over 1K into a secure vehicle that can never lose a penny. And what they're doing is, when they retire, what we're doing is every year they're taking money out of that retirement vehicle with no penalty. No penalty. They pay the state and the federal taxes, and then they fund that. Age 59, I think it was 59, 60. I think they were 59. They got a 30-year mortgage. This individual will be out of debt by the time they're 69. That mortgage, the only debt that they have was 2 mortgages. As a matter of fact, they've built enough cash to pay off one of their mortgages, the older one that they've had. But because they have a tenant in that property, and that individual, that rent is greater than the mortgage, they're not paying off this mortgage because it's a very low rate. It's like 2.25% mortgage that they have. That's wisdom by that individual. But guess what? But they can pay off their mortgage right now, right? That mortgage and that money they were putting towards their mortgage, put it towards paying themselves back. But they're already doing that. And the difference mortgage and the difference between the mortgage and the rent, they use it to pay themselves. I am so proud of this client. She's single. She's a divorcee. She listens to me. She trusts me explicitly. And trust is key in financial planning. If you don't trust someone, you don't see the value that they bring. First of all, if I'm going to do something or I schedule an appointment with someone for something and I ghost you, is because I'll just tell you I'm not going to do it. Because what happens here is simply this. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to do business with you. I don't even want to ask you. If I don't trust you, I don't even want to ask you any financial questions about what you're doing or how you can help me, because I don't trust you. I'm not going to schedule or ghost you, and give some stupid excuses. You got to talk to your kid. You got to talk to your side chick. You got to talk to your husband, your wife, your cousin, your beau-père, your nenen. You got to talk to Trump. You got to talk to whomever, Obama, Bush, Biden. Crap. Folks, you're adult. We're adults. If you don't trust my content, it's okay. I can back up what I say. And what I don't do is I just give you nuggets so that if it resonates with you, you would want to do better. I have some clients, right? One in particular I can think of, young lady, I've known her a long time. We never talk. We talked the other day on LinkedIn. We said, hey, how you doing? Next time we're in town, I'll see you. I respect that person explicitly. But that person, when they were becoming my client, they had questions, which was fine. We scheduled a Zoom and we went through it and we talked about it. Now that person is building some cash that they can access on a tax-favored basis. I am so proud of them. And again, what I teach is not for everybody, and everybody may not get it, and everybody may not understand it. But for the ones who do, so for those of you who watch my show, I can teach you concepts that you've heard of. I can explain it slowly. Some people have called me and asked me for an illustration. I've given it to them. They don't even know what the hell they're looking at. I know they don't. Because how you gonna understand the concepts of what I just gave you without me going over it with you? You're gonna have questions. So what we do is, some people have asked people about me before they meet with me, and that's fine because my credibility is there. You can ask them about me. There's some people who don't like me. True. There's some people I don't like. But the people who are asking about me and the people that they're asking, I know for a fact it's credible, and they'll say this guy's legit. So tonight, as we come to a close in the next couple of minutes, next 5 minutes or so, if you want to create wealth, even today, you need to solidify your foundation with a concept that most people don't want to talk about, most people don't like, some people don't want to hear about it. I'm not opposed. Like I've said, you want to have mutual funds, you want to do, Bitcoin and stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all the different things you want to do, fine. You know, you're going to be going up and down. If Trump didn't put a 90-day hold on this tariffs, a lot of you's 401ks would be like 201ks or 101ks or 301ks. But he listened to the financial professionals who told him it's asinine what you're trying to do, man. It's asinine. Now, you all think, some people think, well, the wealthy are doing good with what's going on because when that thing crashed, they have a reserve where they can get more. But if you're John Doe or Jane Doe, you don't have that. You can start complaining. So this is where I come in and teach you that I'm the safe money guy. Whatever we're doing for you, we're going to make sure that is the part you don't want to have. And you can start at anywhere, but you have to see the value. Because when you see the value in something, because some people will never drive a Ford Focus or a Ford Taurus because those are nice cars. They have to drive something expensive or something name brand, like I don't know, Mercedes or BMW, or some people want to buy a Porsche, and nothing is wrong with that. You can afford it. I applaud you. You can afford the maintenance. I say to you, prepare for your future so that when the time comes, you can live as comfortably as you want. Some of you I see like to travel. Use the concept so you can use it to travel. Some of you like to be stateside, like my client I just talked about a little while ago. They might go on a cruise, but they like staying stateside. Some of you I see you all in Dubai, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Hawaii, the Virgin Islands, Africa, Europe, like they say in the Caribbean or Saint Dominica, tout sort calte place, all world. And that's fine. You work hard, enjoy what you worked for. But make sure that you have a plan that sustains your lifetime. Because if you don't have an emergency pool of money allocated, you're going to have to use your savings, and that's going to cut it down. And when you're out of savings, then you have to spend down everything $1 or less so you can get Medicaid. And look now, the government's cutting Medicare. They might be cutting Medicaid too. So my point for you this evening, people, it's Tuesday. I believe today is the 20th of May. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's stop running our mouths. And let's start having conversations. Everyone's situation is different. I don't care how much you make. I don't care how much you have. I don't care if you're a pauper or a millionaire. I don't care if you're a baby boomer, Gen X, or Y, or Z. I don't care if you have children. The point is simply this, folks. I'm not going to chase you. So I can assist you in a conscious decision to change their lifestyle and their financial literacy so that they can be more comfortable. Because you see, the kind of job I do right now, as long as I got my mouth, I could be doing this in a wheelchair. I don't have to see anybody. I don't have to go anywhere to see people. I do, but sometimes I don't. I don't have to. I can do everything from home. From home. So tonight, as you get ready to go watch the Knicks lose against Indiana, I just wanted Indiana to beat them. I don't care. I have no dog in the fight. But my Celtics lost to the Knicks, so I want to see Indiana beat the Knicks, and I want to see Minnesota beat OKC, but if OKC beat Minnesota, I want to see them win the whole thing. But before you go do that, let's think about your family and your legacy. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. Some people call me, if you're from the 767 Whitey Cooley, tall is a body, the Commonwealth of Dominica, the parish of St. Luke, Point Michelle, aka La Pointe, you call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me Boston raised stains me. As we close for the night, folks, I pray that each and every one of you will secure your financial future, whether with me or whomever. Make sure you do that. And while you're doing that, if you want to talk to me, my information is scrolling down. Let's talk. Make it a good night as I tune in here.
Hi. Connected to Virus Alert Scammer.
Turn on the speaker to play our theme song, The Roots of My Rise to the South. I'm a licensed financial pro. God bless each and every one of you. And good night. And hasta la vista, babies. Thanks for tuning in. See you next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. God bless you.
Dominica made me. That's where
Bye-bye.
it all began.
Good night.
Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hill and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray.
Good night, James. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you, man.
On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City I shine and dream on, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray.
Get on my calendar. DM me. I can help you, folks.
Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the beach, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Good night, everybody. God bless you. Until next Tuesday, make it a great week.